What's good, everybody? Today is video number 5 in the series of how to fix my 400 credit score. This series of videos has been for anybody, no matter where your score is. If you're trying to improve it because you need to get a house, you need to get a car, you need to get funding for your business, or whatever the case might be, this is to help you out so that you can be able to do the things you want to do in a time frame that you have to get them done. Because usually these things are going to be tied to a time frame. So if you guys are here and you have just ran across this video, you haven't seen the other videos, make sure you go back to video number 1 and start there so that you can get all of the information you need, because everything is connected as far as what you need to do to increase your credit score from wherever you might be. So check that out. But again, we're going to go ahead and get started in this video by telling you how to create a dispute letter, what to put in it, and how to make it actually work. Okay, so first and foremost, if you have been enjoying the series so far, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. And we're going to go ahead and get started by letting you guys know what you need to know about disputing before you start trying to create a letter. So first off, if you're trying to dispute anything, it's because you want to get it removed off of your credit, and removing items from your credit report is the fastest way to see increases in your credit score. How many points you might get will vary, of course, based off the person and their credit report and what's on it. It's not going to be the same for everybody, but this is the best thing that you can do to see the fastest increases. A lot of people always go to bankruptcy because everybody knows about bankruptcies, and that's just what everybody tells you to do. But that doesn't remove things off your credit, and just paying stuff off, which is what bankruptcies do, that doesn't really help your credit score. It can actually worsen your credit score as well. Some people might tell you that they had a one-off situation where they got good results from doing that, and that's fine and dandy, but that doesn't work for the majority of people, as I've seen working with thousands of clients over the years. Now, also, there's that settlement that people try to do. That settlement also pays off accounts, but also they tell you to stop paying on your accounts, adds a whole bunch of late payments to your credit, and it almost always, that from what I've seen, when people come to me after doing that settlement, it makes the damage way worse. It makes it way harder to fix after doing that. And you normally don't know that you made a bad decision until after it's too late. So those things are what people usually go to, and they don't really help as much as doing something like the credit repair route, or trying to get something removed from their credit route so that they can see those increases in a shorter period of time. And again, this is still a process. It does take time. Don't listen to those people that are saying they can have your credit fixed in 30 days, or these people saying that they just disputed something online and got their credit to the perfect place. While sometimes a person working on their credit, they might get that one-off result here and there from person to person, but it's not going to be a uniform thing that most people are going to see success with. You always want to send in mail disputes so that you have that paper trail. When you dispute online, they give you like maybe 5 to 8 options on what you can choose, and all of those options that they give you when you go to Credit Karma, when you go to the Bureau's websites and do the online dispute, none of those things are really going to get you any results at all, saying it doesn't belong to you or saying that you paid it on time. So what we're going to talk about today are items or things that you can do that are actually going to help you, and this is why I'm telling you to do this method to get started on your journey of trying to get these things removed so that you can get to the ultimate goal that you're trying to get to. Now, first off, I did mention that this is a process. It does take time, and nothing is guaranteed with this. While you want guarantees, and everybody does, on getting results, whether you hire a company or not, this is a process, and we are taking the best steps that we can take to get the results we want to see. But even if you hire an attorney, you can hire the best attorney, pay all the money that it costs to do that, and they still can't guarantee you that they're going to get you the result that you want to get, because it's still up to the judge and jury ultimately. But that good attorney is going to give you the best chance of getting the result you want. Doing this is going to get you the best chance of getting the result that you want. And like I said, it doesn't matter whether you're doing this yourself or you're hiring a company. That's just how removing things off of your credit works, but it's still the best option. Now, all that being said and out of the way, we're gonna get into that. And again, if you didn't see the previous video, make sure you go and watch that one, because we talked about the options that you need, the best options or some of the best options out there you can use to start building credit before you start this process. So check out that video if you missed it, and check out all of the videos in the series. But let's go ahead and dive into this information. Now, the very first thing I wanted to show you, just so that you can see that this can be challenging at sometimes, but that doesn't mean that you need to give up, is I wanted you to see that basically a lot of times something can be wrong on your credit. You can point that out in your dispute, and the bureaus may not remove it, the company may not remove it, even though you have a valid claim. And it's just because they make it hard to remove items off your credit on purpose, because it doesn't benefit them for it to be removed off your credit. It only benefits you, and they are out for what's best for them. And the credit bureau's clients are not you. It is the creditors that put this stuff on your credit. That's who paid them, and they get paid when you dispute things as well. So it's in their best interest to not make it easy for things to be removed off your credit. So if you understand that, you can understand that they do this on purpose, but you can still have an opportunity if you press forward and don't give up easily. But I just wanted you to see just how bad it can be as far as how they don't remove things off your credit. So this is the law firm's website, right? And they have actually had to sue the credit bureaus and some of these creditors for not removing things off of people's credit. I want you to see examples of how often and frequently this actually happens. So this client here, they had moved, they had DirecTV, they had paid off their balance, had a zero balance with DirecTV, but DirecTV said that they still owed $122 somehow, and they had this put on the person's credit report. And even after that was added to the credit report, of course, the person saw that. They logged multiple disputes with TransUnion regarding the erroneous collection account on their credit report, but ultimately they did not remove it. They refused to delete the collection, and this law firm had to sue them for that. You can see down here, Credit One Bank, this customer right here, they disputed an error with Credit One, saying that this account was included in bankruptcy on a person's credit report, even though that client had never actually filed a bankruptcy. So they didn't do it. They put it on the credit report anyway, and this was hurting the person's credit. Of course, they disputed the error with Credit One on all three bureaus, and with this particular one, two of the bureaus actually removed it, but TransUnion did not remove it. And then they sent two more disputes with TransUnion about it. TransUnion still didn't remove it. And this shows you that the bureaus make decisions separately. So one bureau might remove something and the other bureau may not. And it could be a valid claim that you have, but they still don't remove it. Now, you can see here, Toyota Motor Credit. This was something that happened. Basically, the person and their father went to Toyota. The person's father got a car in their name, and then they put two cars on the person's credit, right? On the person that we're talking about credit. Now, of course, the car did not belong to the other person. His father had the car, so this person disputed this information, requesting that they deleted it, and none of the bureaus deleted the information. So the car was not his, it was for his father. It was clear that this was an error, and they still didn't remove the account. So I just wanted you to see this so that you could see that even if it's a valid reason for it to not be on your credit, sometimes they still don't remove it. And coming up with the challenges that are going to be the best things that you can do is the best that you can do. And at some points it might get to the point where you do have to sue the bureaus because they won't remove something, but you can still see a good bit of success by just going through the process that I'm going to show you anyway, even though they do make it hard. Okay, so really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and show you what should go into a letter. So when you create a letter, now this is one of the simple letters that I have. I do have ones that are a little bit more complex. I have a dispute letter library that I offer to people, and it has like 25 letters in it, some for late payments, public records, collections, different situations. And basically this is one of those letters, one of the simpler ones. You put the credit bureau's information, of course, where it's going to. You're going to put your name, address, and all that stuff, your birthday, your social security number in there. Anytime you send disputes to the bureaus, you're going to want to put a copy of your proof of identity, your proof of address, and your proof of social. Those three things are what they're going to request if you don't send them, and then they will delay your dispute by not processing it until you send that in. So send it in with each dispute to the credit bureaus. Do not send that extra information in if you're sending a dispute to a collection company. Only send the letter. Do not include your social and driver's license and all that stuff. Now, you put that in there. Of course, you want to put the date that you're disputing. You want to put address the bureau that you're sending the letter to. You send letters to each bureau individually with the accounts that are on that particular bureau. You can put one account in your dispute letter. You can put multiple accounts for that bureau on that letter that you send directly to that bureau. So you have the option of doing either or. Now, you can see here, you put the account name and number. If you don't have the account number, more than likely you're looking at Credit Karma, which is not the best place to use to get your account information, and you need to have that account number. Credit Karma doesn't give you the account numbers. Another reason why you need to use one of the options I mentioned in the first video in the series. So go back and check that if you need more information on that. Now, also, you're going to put, why you're reaching out to them, and you're going to want to put what you're disputing. Now, you can dispute any piece of information on an account on your credit report. So most people try to dispute things saying that something isn't theirs, or saying that it's fraud, or saying that they paid it on time, or they don't owe any money on it. They don't have to remove it because you paid it. They don't have to remove it. Well, in most instances, it's going to be hard to prove that something is not yours. In most instances, it is yours. But just so you know, the way that the laws are set up, it doesn't matter if you paid it or not. It doesn't matter if it's yours or not. There are several other reasons that stuff can be disputed. And the power that comes into these letters is based off of the laws that are out there. And that's why the letters that I have in the library, they are infused with what the laws say without me putting a whole bunch of law jargon in the letters, because that, while you might think that sounds powerful and enticing, in a lot of instances, if you're just doing regular disputes and you're not about to sue, then that doesn't help get you a result. Sounding like a regular, consumer helps you more than trying to sound like you're the top attorney in your state. So, of course, again, you want to include the creditor name that you're disputing, or creditors' names if you're doing multiples, and you want to give them a reason why you're disputing, the result that you want them to give you, which would be ultimately a deletion, a removal, or something like that. That's in essence what you want to have in your letter. And then again, of course, your salutation at the end, and then that's what goes into the letter basically, and you can keep it simple like that. Again, sometimes you do want to add some extra stuff, but just so that you can see what it is that you are going off of, the most foundational, universal thing within the laws. This is the Fair Credit Reporting Act right here that you're going to want to use, is this one right here. This is the most foundational thing you can dispute by, and that it has the power in helping you get things removed. It says an item of the information found or is found to be inaccurate or incomplete or cannot be verified, the consumer reporting agency shall promptly delete an item of information from the file. So basically, if the information is inaccurate, incomplete, or cannot be verified, then they have to remove it. Like I said, it has nothing to do with if it's yours or not. It has nothing to do with if you've paid it or not. Only if the information is inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable. So when you go back to the first video that I did, you will see that there were a bunch of different, the second video I did in the series, you will see what pieces of account data are on each account. You can dispute any one of those pieces of data on that account to try to get the result you're trying to get of a removal. So I just wanted to let you know, foundationally, that's the most simplest thing that you can go to and use to try to do your disputes. Now, again, this is the Fair Credit Reporting Act. There are a bunch of, as you can see, it's 117 pages. It's a bunch of information in here that can be used in regards to disputing with the credit bureaus when you're looking at the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Also, I have here this document which kind of summarizes some of the things that are available to you, the rights that are to you in that, and I'll put links to all of this. This isn't information that I created, but I'll put the link to this in the description of this video, as well as I'll put a link to that dispute letter library if you guys want to check that out. Now, another law that you might want to take a look at to see what goes into it when you're disputing a collection company, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act is something that can help you with that. I'll put a link to this website because they have all the different sections here where you can easily get to it, even validation of debts, unfair practices. All of these sections are going to give you reasons that you can dispute and things you can dispute about to give you more than those 5 to 10 options that you get on the website. And this is also a summary of some of the things you can look for in regards to dealing with collection companies. I'll put links to all 4 of these things in the description below because this video is already gone longer than what I wanted to be for you guys, because I wanted these to be quick. Now, if you guys were actually looking for help in regards to getting work on your credit done and you don't want to do all this stuff yourself, just remember there's that letter library that can give you some cheat sheets on what to say in your dispute. You just gotta put your information in there and put your accounts in there. That's down in the description. And if you want to get help, like hands-on help with somebody else working on your credit for you, you can hire my company to do that at a discount by using this promo code, which is Fix My Credit 400. That is, again, Fix My Credit 400. And I'm gonna put that up on the screen. So go down below, find the appointment scheduling link for my company, use that promo code when you set up your appointment, and you will get a discount during your consultation. And that is only going for this month, so make sure you jump on top of that while you can. Now, the next thing that you want to know is what happens when you actually get the responses back, what those look like, and what can you do after you get your responses from your initial disputes. And we're going to talk about that in this next video, so make sure you check out that video so you can get that information and know what to do next. And thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next video.